Joining us now is the 2023 Baltimore Ravens Ed Block Courage Award recipient. That would be Kevon Seymour. And Kevon, I'm going to start with this question. When you hear your name next to Ed Block Courage Award recipient, what immediately comes to your mind?
It's definitely an honor and a privilege. So, I'm just super thankful for it because we got multiple guys on the team that, could have easily won it and deserved it as well. So I'm just grateful.
There's a phrase whenever we talk to players that win this award, and the common phrase that comes up is, it's not an award you want to win because it means you've come back from an injury. How do you feel that way, or do you feel differently?
Uh, I kind of got mixed feelings about it, but honestly, I'm just I I really don't feel that way, to be honest. But because injuries in this game and the game we play is very violent and aggressive. So, injuries are inevitable. So it's all about how you respond and bounce back. So, you know, I'm gonna take pride in, accepting an award, if that
You
makes sense.
it makes a ton of sense. And Kayvon, you have done a lot of bouncing back in your career and in your life in particular. Did you did you ever think when you were younger? There's a great article by Jeff Zebrick of the Athletic last year talking about your childhood and growing up. Did you ever imagine you would still be playing football at this high of a level at age 31, considering everything you went through growing up?
I'm 30. Don't give me that
30.
extra year.
Oh,
Don't put that
sorry.
extra year on. No, it's cool. I just turned 30, November 30th, but I mean, it never not crossed my mind that I still wouldn't be playing for this long, because it's a year, it's a yearly grind. So and every year I attack the year knowing that I'm gonna be playing, and every now and then, or sometimes, an injury may occur, and like I said, it's all about how you respond and bounce back, and how you attack the therapy and the rehab. So like I didn't come into the league thinking like, well, maybe I'll be playing until like a certain age or 26, 27. You know, of course, that goal is always to get to 10 years. And, I'm in year 8. Next year will be year 9. And I'm actually coming off of, I'm 4 weeks out of surgery. So, I got hit with another, little setback for a major comeback. So it's all about keeping your mindset right and, and surrounding yourself with good people.
What has been your motivation every time to come back? Because there's a list of injuries since you've even gotten into the NFL, and we'll talk about a couple in particular in a little bit. But what's that motivation every time for you to come back and fight back from these injuries to be able to get back out there?
Yeah, so for me, it's like I don't do this for myself. When I'm out there on that field, or every day I wake up, I don't do it for myself. It's for the youth, and it's for my family. I have 4 children now. I got a wife and 4 kids, and so I wake up, I think about them, and I think about all the lives I'm inspiring, and all the the people I'm motivating. So I don't just do this for myself. If I was, it'd be a lot harder to get up and fight through those injuries and stuff like that. So I just want to show the people in the world and the people that's looking up to me and my children that no matter what you go through, you can get through it, and you will get through it as long as you stay positive and keep the right mindset and do what you got to do.
I want to get into your background a little bit, and I want to. I'm going to start with this question: How has how did growing up shape who you are today?
Growing up in in poverty, in the projects and then just lower type living, it was it was definitely it taught me a lot. But I had a great foundation, and it started with my mom. I grew up we grew up with just her mom and stuff, and so she gave us a great foundation. And even though we lived in the projects, like I always say, my mom made the projects feel like a mansion. We surrounded ourselves with good people, and it was a lot of great people in where we grew up at that didn't allow us or allow me to take the wrong path. And so, I'm just very thankful for everything I've been through, at an early age to, get me to where I am right now. And so,
So I want to ask about the last name Seymour because correct me if I'm wrong, but that is not your father's last name. Your biological father, correct?
correct. Yeah, that's not his last name. His last name is Goggins. Initially, I thought it was Collins, but that's his brother last name. But yeah, my biological father last name is Goggins.
So how did you come about getting the last name Seymour?
My mom never told me. I had chatted with my grandma, my mom's mom, a while back when I was in high school, and she got dementia now, but she my mom told us that she named us, so she gave us our first and last name and stuff. So it's she named my brother, my other twin brother Keon, and she gave me Kevon. And then so yeah, we didn't get our last name from our dads, and so I remember I found that out like think during like my junior year. So we already knew we didn't have our dad last name. No, 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 no. Yeah, we knew we didn't have our dad last name, but oh, I can't even remember. I just used it as motivation, knowing that actually it was like my sophomore junior year actually going into I was in high school and I remember going to school one day before school. I asked my mom, I'm like, "Hey mom, so our dad last name is Seymour too, right?" And she was like, "No, his last name not Seymour." And that kind of added like sparked another fuel in me. I'm like, you know what, this is motivation. I'm gonna create my own legacy. And first I remember telling my mom, like, I don't want this last name. We changing it, we go change it to your last name. And my mom's last name is Starling. And so I'm like, yeah, we changing our last I'm changing my last name. I don't want this last name. She's like, no, it's okay. Like just calm down. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna create my own legacy, create my own family and and just go from there. And so that's why I decided just to keep Seymour as my last name.
All right, I want to get into your playing career because and there's so much about you, Kevon, that is so fascinating to me that I just love your story and where you came from.
Appreciate it.
You go to Buffalo, you get drafted by the Bills, then you end up in Carolina for a couple of years, and this is the part I want to ask you about. After
Hmm.
the 2019 season, COVID happens. You're working at a tire store in Charlotte. Now you're a big car guy, right? You got
Yeah, I love
Dodge,
cars.
you love cars. So you're working at a tire store until the Eagles call you in December. I have two questions. My first question is when you started working at this tire store, did you ever one think my career's over at that moment?
Nah, so it was just a lot going on during that time, like dealing with injuries and stuff like that, and a whole bunch of other stuff as far as just trying to figure out what was gonna be next for me. Um, and surgery wise too, because I was recovering from a hamstring and I was recovering. I had to get my wrist taken care of. I had to get surgery on that, and that kept me out for a year. And so just mentally, I had to tap into like another level. And so I remember telling Tori, my wife, like, look, she's like, what do you want to do? It's fine. Like, I can go work. You can work. We both got our degrees. She graduated from the University of Laverne. I graduated from USC, and we both got a degree. So I'm like, nah, it's fine. We don't know, you don't have to work. Just help me, let's just focus on the kids and I'm gonna do my part. So I remember going to Planet Fitness instead of paying for like the trainer and stuff like that. I ended up just getting a membership at Planet Fitness and going there and training there in this tire shop called Willing Tire out in Charlotte. I had a real great relationship with them because I used to like whatever I needed, man. It was more so like family. Like if my wife caught a flat or she needed air in her tire or something like that, they'd take care of her. If we was out traveling or if we was away or anything I needed, they'd do for me. So during that time, just being at the shop, it was more so like kind of taking my mind off of all the other stuff and just keeping me busy. So I would go train, I do my stuff, and I just pop in the shop whenever, greet the customers and just help out around the shop. So it was definitely something to keep me busy and stuff like that. And it was just great being around the guys because it was honestly similar to like being in the locker room. But it was kind of like I made my own schedule and I pop up whenever I wanted to. They'll show me love and we'll talk and stuff like that. So it just kind of kept me busy. And then when it's time to get my kids from school, I go pick them up, be a dad. And then when it was time to train, I go train.
And then the Eagles come calling in December. What was that like
Yep.
getting that phone call from Philadelphia?
So it was cool. It was at the right time. So just going for so long, being out the league and not knowing what was gonna happen next and stuff, and not getting calls during COVID. The Eagles called, and it was just it was a wonderful feeling. And all I can think of, because I remember telling my wife like, hey, like, and my agent, like, once I get this call, like, I'm gonna take care, like, I'm gonna take advantage of it. Like, you ain't got, I'm gonna be ready, I'm gonna be prepared. And I end up like towards like the end, I end up finding a trainer like off this website. I told my wife like, cause teams was like, yeah, we want to see film, we want to see drills and stuff like that. So I remember having my wife record me on her phone. And one of my buddies I was lifting weights with out there that I met out there, his name is Donovan. He he actually had a nephew that played quarterback in high school, and so he got him to come out and throw to me. While I'm like, oh, I know what drills I need to do. So the first like the little cut up I recorded was with the kid throwing to me and my wife recording from her iPhone. Then I had a buddy of mine that used to work in Carolina on the film crew. His name was Jonathan Robbins. He cut it up for me. And then we sent it to teams. And then they was like, okay, yeah, like he looked good. Like, we want to see more. And then I end up finding this other guy out there. Karen Wolf, you remember his name? I can't remember his name, but he was a real good dude. And I ended up doing some DB stuff with him on the side. And so once I got that call, they basically told my agent, the head scout was like, yeah, we've been studying and watching him for years since college. And all we need to see from him is that he's still explosive. We want to see you get in and out your breaks. That's all we need to see. So I remember going up for the workout and he was like, hey man, like we just, we know you can play. We just want to see if you still got it, see if you can get in and out your breaks. And he was like, and it was I remember me and another DB, my boy Lavert Hill from Michigan. He was like, so what drills would y'all like to do? Like, first he asked, he's like, any specific drills would you guys want to show us? We'll give y'all one drill. And I'm like, we both was like, man, it don't matter. Like whatever drills y'all need us to do, we go do. We don't got no specific drills in mind. Like, and we both killed the workout. Then they end up signing me, and the rest was history. Now, and that's how I got my foot back in the door. You know, Thanks to Philly. Shout out to them for giving me a chance. And I never forget. I remember my first game back versus the Saints. My first gunner rep, I was double in the vice versus PJ and Hardy. I remember I went down there and made the tackle solo. And I remember I ended up playing that game because Slay and Vontae Maddox ended up getting hurt. And we won that game, and that kind of gave me, kind of sprung my career back open, and gave me another opportunity. All praise to the Most High.
Well, let's talk about your time in Baltimore. I'd be remiss. We're a Baltimore foundation. I'm a Baltimore guy. What has it been like coming to Baltimore and being a part of the Raven franchise here the last couple years?
Man, it's been amazing to say the very least. Like I love everything about Baltimore. I love, you know, all the coaches, my teammates, and by far, no shades to any other organization. This is by far the best organization I've been a part of. It's just so family oriented. The player voices are heard. You know, Harb is doing a great job, and I'm gonna start from the top down. With the guy Bashotti. He's a guy, and he's just a great guy overall, and it shows because it trickled down throughout the whole organization. And so I was just thankful for them giving me that chance. I remember coming in and coming from a workout from Chicago, straight from Chicago, and there's like I was about to go home. My agent like, wait, don't go home yet. He was like, Baltimore might want to fly you out. So I remember I get to Baltimore and George like, hey, look, we not promised you that we gonna sign you. We just want to see you and stuff. And I remember they worked out a couple of DBs before, so I get in at like probably like 12 in the morning. I work out early in the morning. The only one I had a great workout. I killed it, and they end up signing me, putting me on practice squad, and then active prestigious, organization like that. So, they just do everything just top tier, from the training staff all the way to, just the staff around the building. And so that's just a great place to be. Overall, it's a lot of history. So I'm just thankful just to be able to part of, something so great.
All right, Kevon, I got one more question for
And
you.
then just the community as well, too. Like, yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Continue. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was just saying the community. I can't forget about the, Baltimore community. It's been amazing, man, and just getting out there. And I met a lot of people just out there that I became not only friends with, but like family. So I got a lot of friends in Baltimore outside of the team that I hang out with and stuff like that. When I'm away from my family on Thanksgiving, they invite me over. So it's just I'm just thankful for just the experience.
All right, I got one more question for you, and then we have questions actually submitted to us from the kids from the various Courage houses across the country. So the hard hitting
Okay.
questions are
Okay.
coming, so be prepared. Uh, get to announce this if it hasn't been announced yet, but the Carolina Panthers selected Dante Jackson, and the Commanders selected Tyler Larson as their recipients for this year's
Ooh,
Ed
they're my
Block Courage.
boys.
And okay,
They're
so
my boys.
that leads me to the question: how cool is that for you to hear that your teammates, your friends, are both recipients for their teams, and potentially all three of you are going to get to hang out for a weekend in Baltimore with us for the Courage Awards?
Man, let me tell you this. I remember Tyler Larson, me and his I remember so my oldest daughter and his daughter, his wife we used to go to the same gym in the little gym in Charlotte. So gymnastics gym and stuff like that. So that's my boy. Me and Dante, we used to carpool together, like to and from camp and stuff like that. So I'm excited. Bro. I'm excited to see them. And not too before I hopped on the call, my wife was like, they selected, your boy Dante to get. I'm like, what? He like, yeah, so y'all be able to hang out. So I was excited about that.
That's awesome. That's one of the great moments for us. All right, we're gonna get to the hard hitting questions here, submitted to us from the kids
Let's
from the
do it.
Courage houses. First things first, go to pregame meal.
Oh man, y'all look, y'all might think I'm crazy, man, but so as of this year, I never really ate much before the game. I normally go in, they got like sandwiches, like meat and cheese and stuff like that, or like the crustable, the peanut butter and jelly, the fruit. That's what I used to eat like before games, like in my previous years. But now all I eat is an apple if I have to eat anything, or I go to Trader Joe's and I get the watermelon juice and I just drink that and I'm good. And like for just a pregame like workout thing or just get me going, I just take a shot of just straight black coffee and I'm good to go. So just an apple and probably a watermelon juice, and if not the apple, just watermelon juice, just to keep me light on my feet. When I'm out there, I got to fly. I'm running down that gunner, so on kickoff, and I'm at DB. So I like to stay light before the games with a clear mind. So I really don't have to eat much.
All right, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, cookies and cream. We go and
Okay.
then just flavor, just like vanilla, chocolate, and sharp vanilla. But cookies and cream is my go-to for sure.
All right. What was your first big NFL purchase?
My first big NFL purchase was my mom vehicle. Lexus. It was a Lexus like NX 300, like a crossover. And so yeah, that's my first big NFL purchase.
Okay. What music do you listen to pregame to get yourself right?
Uh, Sometimes like I just turn my phone on and throw it on shuffle, and then I got buddies back at home that I listen to like right before the game, like before Coach Harsh like call us up and stuff like that before we pray something like that. I might be listening to my boy Ye, but other than that, I just throw it on shuffle.
Okay. Well, there's a follow up to this. The kids always love this question. What is your go to karaoke song?
Ooh, go to karaoke song. I would have to say, oh man, my go to. What would it be? Oh man, that's a great question. You just put me on the spot. I can't even think of no go to because I'm gonna be honest with you. Look, I'm gonna be honest with all y'all right now. I really don't know too many songs where I know all the lyrics to. I only know like a couple lyrics here and there on each song. So karaoke, so I look, I might have to pass on that question. Y'all got to give me a pass.
Okay. Well, we're gonna follow up on this in April. I'm just
All
telling
right,
you, we're gonna follow up on this in
all
April.
right. I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be ready by then.
All right. Kevon, that is all the time we have. Thank you and
Cool.
congratulations on being the 2023 Baltimore Ravens Ed Block Courage Award recipient.
Appreciate you.